Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Texas Rangers franchise on MLB The Show 21 and the MSM Sports Network. As you can see, since we lost to San Francisco in the last episode, the month of May has continued to be a disaster for Texas. We lost the second game 5-1, and well, in the next week and change, we only won two other games. We beat Houston in the opener and in the third game of that series, but we've lost the first three to New York, and in today's episode, we'll be playing the series finale with Cole Hamels on the mound. We'll be playing a former Ranger for literally one-third of an inning last season in Corey Kluber. Neither pitcher are having outstanding 2021 seasons, and so it'll be a game to see who can get back on track. But wanted to show you to start around the standings and show you which teams are competing this year, which ones are struggling, and then I'll run you down the 2021 Major League stats for the Texas Rangers as well. And off the bat, you can see that Houston clearly leads our division. What's more noticeable, though, are that the Mariners and the A's are absolutely putrid. They're two of the worst teams in the major leagues, and the Oakland Athletics are the worst team in the major leagues. Just 10 wins in 44 games. That is staggering how bad that is. The Tigers are a surprise here this season. They're 25-19, just 3 games back of the Twins. Meanwhile, the White Sox, who a lot of people were picking to win the American League pennant this season, are 16-27. It's not been a good year for them. In the East, much more of what you're traditionally used to, as the Yankees and the Red Sox lead that. The Blue Jays have been a pleasant surprise. They're maybe a little bit farther along in their rebuild than a lot of people thought. The Rays have had a slow start, but certainly don't count them out of it. In the National League, the NL West is very competitive. The Dodgers have, I believe, the best record in baseball at 29-14. The Giants just 4 games back. The Padres right there. Even the Rockies are competitive, with the Diamondbacks bringing up the rear. In the Central, it's also very close. You see the Brewers, Pirates, and Reds all clumped together, and then the Braves and Phillies setting the mark out in the NL East. The Mets a couple of games back, and the Nationals and the Marlins really struggling out to the start of this season. Here's a look at what the Texas Rangers have done offensively in 2021, and at the top of the lineup, it's as good as you could ask for. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hitting .329 in the leadoff spot is just a dream for Chris Woodward. The problem is, right behind him, you're just not getting a ton of production. Nick Solak's having a tremendous year, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. But the power hitters in this lineup are really struggling, especially here in the month of May. Willie Calhoun having a good season, but Joey Gallo is not. Just 182, 9 home runs, 18 RBIs. Leody Taveras, who we just called up, is limped out to his start, and Jonah Heim has not taken advantage of his starting catching duties. Honestly, I might start to switch Sam Huff back into the lineup as a more regular contributor, start to give a lot of these young guys their dues in the lineup. Also think I'm going to give Charlie Culberson more opportunities. He only has 38 at-bats and a .263 average. I'd like to see what he can continue to do through the rest of this season. When it comes to the pitching rotation, it's all a bit jumbled due to the injuries, but Cole Hamels is currently our ace, and Kyle Gibson slots in at that number 2 spot. Dane Dunning is having a tremendous year, and right under 50 innings pitched. He's struck out 39, and his ERA is just a tick above 2. His whip is even under 1.3. So I like what we're seeing from Dane Dunning going forward. Kohei Arihara has also been very solid, and could figure into this rotation long term. I kind of thought that he might be a guy that we trade at the deadline, but maybe we'll see what he can do going forward. Hyunjung Yang has been all right. He's 1-4, but an ERA under 4. His offense hasn't given him any sort of support. You get a look at what the rest of the bullpen has done. Hunter Wood has pitched very well in relief. Joely Rodriguez has kind of struggled. Taylor Hearns pitched well. Shane Green is going to be a guy that we definitely trade here at the deadline to a contender. And then Brett Martin and Ian Kennedy have not pitched all that well. Well, now that you're all caught up to speed on the stats and what's going on with the team, let's get into today's game against the New York Yankees. The Pinstripes come in leading the American League East at 26-17. The Rangers in third place in the West. And you see what the Yankees have done offensively against the Rangers, batting almost .280 in the series. They've only given up 3 earned runs to Texas as they've swept this series so far. In this series, the Yankees have 31 hits and 8 home runs against the Rangers. A hitter's ballpark indeed, and it was Cole Hamels that took the mound, looking to stop that offensive outburst from the Yankees. Just 1-2 on the season with an ERA over 6. His first start for the Rangers went really well, and on a hitter's afternoon with the wind blowing out to center field, Hamels definitely had his work cut out for him. Leadoff hitter Gio Urshela, though, going to go down via the strikeout as Hamels blows the 1-2 fastball right by the Yankees' third baseman, and Cole off to a good start. He would walk the next hitter, and with DJ LeMahieu coming to the plate, a hanging changeup that is grounded out to shortstop. A little 6-4-3 action there as Texas takes advantage of DJ LeMahieu's blunder, and the Rangers got out of the inning. Corey Kluber taking the mound for the Yankees, the former Ranger, for 1 full inning. He's not having a great year in New York either. A 1-3 record with a 4.25 ERA. Doesn't really have the strikeout numbers this season, but he's also not walking as many guys. And in the first, he's got 2 outs for Nick Solak, who hits this fastball decently well out to third base, but Urshela with the easy play, and Corey Kluber went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning as well. Aaron Judge would lead it off for the Yankees in the second. You see the graphic there, 15 home runs for Judge. That's second in the American League. As this Bronx Bombers lineup just littered with power threats, and on a day when the wind is blowing out to center field, it's a dangerous test to be sure. But here, number 99 just freezes at the fastball. Wasn't sure if he was looking for a changeup or a curveball, but not sitting fastball there. The 1-2 pitch now to Luke Voit. He's going to go down swinging as well, as Cole Hamels had a couple of walks early in this one, but he also starts to pile up the strikeouts early, as Luke Voit way late on this fastball. So you got Judge looking. Voit wasn't ready for it either. And a couple of easy strikeouts there for Cole Hamels. The next batter pops this one sky high on the infield, as it was Charlie Culberson who had to back up to make that catch. But 2 solid innings of work for Cole Hamels, and the Rangers would go to the bottom of the second with a clean slate. Nate Lowe leading off in the bottom of the second inning, and Corey Kluber only had to throw 6 pitches to get out of the first. He'll give up his first base hit of the afternoon here as Nate Lowe bounces this one just to the left of the shift. A good job by Lowe to go the opposite way and take what the defense was given to him. Unfortunately, the Rangers wouldn't score, and we go to the top of the third. Clint Frazier takes this pitch for ball 4, a close one at the top of the zone. It would put a runner on for Gary Sanchez, and the 1-2 count. Swing and a miss from the Yankee backstop. We were in the Bronx right now, and the home team getting the advantage of the strikeouts. You'd be hearing that whistle, but thankfully no such mechanism here in Arlington. Chuck not pressing any buttons to get the Yankees riled up. 0-2 count here, and a ground ball right back to Cole Hamels. He'll take what the offense gives him, a flip to Culberson, and then on to first. A 1-4-3 double play, and Cole hasn't allowed a hit through 3. We go to the bottom of the third inning, and it's Joey Gallo up. Gallo's in a bad way at the plate right now, a 182 average, and here the 2-2 count just hammers this one right into the ground and into the shift as well. You get the sense that Joey's pressing a little bit at the plate, and you'll see that a little bit later on as well. 2 outs now. Here's Sam Huff. He got the start this afternoon. I mentioned the struggles offensively for Jonah Heim. At this point, Sam Huff hitting .231 and hits this one well on the ground to third, but Urshela, with a nice backhanded play, takes away a base hit from the Ranger backstop. To the top of the fourth we go, and it's Aaron Hicks to the plate. He sends this one out into center field. Adolis Garcia has it measured, though. And Cole, 3 1/3 hitless innings, as you see the pitch speed comparison. Cole, 37 years old, but he can still get the miles per hour up there at 95. Quick little ground out here, and 2 away as DJ LeMahieu takes another fastball right down the middle and doesn't do anything with it. Very next batter was Aaron Judge. He spits on the 2-2 fastball off the plate as Hamels continues to work on him. This one maybe another hanging breaking ball, but Judge, a little indecisive on it, just flares it out to right field. Gallo makes the catch, and the Yankees do not have something in the hit column through 4. We'll take you top 5 now, and a little dribbler down to third from Giancarlo Stanton. Anderson Tejada able to make the easy plays. Hamels continues to roll on a Saturday afternoon here in Arlington. Luke Voit was the next hitter, and the very first pitch of his at-bat, he'll ground it down to third base. Tejada busy here in the top of the 5th, but playing solid defense for his starting pitcher. You know Cole Hamels appreciates that. One thing to pay attention to, though, is the pitch count. As you see, 67 pitches through 4 2/3 innings. You'll make it 5 complete as Gleyber Torres puts this one on the ground to Nate Lowe. 5 hitless innings for Cole Hamels, and the veteran would go to the dugout still looking for some offense. Take your bottom 5, I should say, and it's Anderson Tejada. He's done it with the glove a couple of times. Now he'll register his first base hit of the afternoon on a 2-0 fastball. He goes the other way, and we've seen Tejada do that really effectively so far this season. As you get a look at Corey Kluber's line, he's not doing too shabby either. That's only the second hit that he's given up, just the 1 K though, so it hasn't felt as dominating as Hamels. Very next batter is Willie Calhoun, and this one's going to get away from Gary Sanchez. A slider in the dirt that Sanchez really never had a great chance at blocking, and Tejada would move up into scoring position as the Rangers try to threaten here in the 5th. Unfortunately for Texas, though, Willie Calhoun strikes out on a nasty sinker from Corey Kluber. You'll get another look at it here, and this one just heads for the border. Straight down and nothing doing for Willie Calhoun as Joey Gallo now comes up, and you see the graphic, just 135 the batting average with runners in scoring position. You know Gallo has got to feel the strain of that, and a 1-1 count here for Joey, runner in scoring position. He's battling up there. He fouls off the sinker to the left side, but still, you don't get the feeling that he's supremely confident up there, and the 1-2 pitch, it's a changeup on the inside part of the plate. Gallo down swinging. The Rangers squander another opportunity, and Corey Kluber's out of it. To the top of the 6th we go, in a 3-0 pitch. Clint Frazier thinks this is his free ticket to first, and Joe McDonald says, "No, don't think so, buddy. Come on back." That's a strike on the outside corner. So it's 3-1. He takes a changeup for the second strike, and on a 3-2 pitch, well, when you're throwing a no-hitter, the cutter is going to work like that. You get some breaks sometimes, and Clint Frazier swings at a pitch that was easily ball 4, but the cutter just ties him up inside. 6 inches of break from the veteran left-hander here on the cutter. That pitch has served him so well over his career, and if you're a Texas Ranger fan, you remember highlights of that back in 2015, 2016. Vintage Cole Hamels there. Gary Sanchez, the very next batter, on a 1-2 pitch. He'll fly this one out to center field. So now, by this point, there's a little bit of buzz in the ballpark. Notifications going off on people's phones nationwide. MLB Network, Sports Center letting people know what's going on. And ladies and gentlemen, through 6 complete, Cole Hamels is blanking the pinstripes so far. Hamels heading off the mound, though, and you know he's got to be getting a little bit tired as that pitch count starts to elevate. In the bottom of the 6th, it was Isaiah Kiner-Falefa who battled a full count here to Corey Kluber. He'll take the full count walk, and the Rangers not done here in the 6th inning as they've got a chance with a 2-out base runner. Adolis Garcia then comes up, ground ball to shortstop, but Gleyber Torres sends this one into right field, and well, give me a little bit of grace here. I meant to send Adolis Garcia to second base and instead accidentally toggled Kiner-Falefa back to second. Thankfully, he makes it safely to third base, and the only casualty of the play was that Adolis doesn't move up the extra 90 feet. But here on the 1-0 pitch, a soft line drive out to second. It doesn't matter anyway, as Kluber dances out of his 3rd straight potential jam. Top 7 now, 84 pitches for Cole Hamels. First batter here is Aaron Hicks, and on the first pitch of the at-bat, he grounds out to shortstop. So Ranger fans excited to see what might be in store. Unfortunately for Cole Hamels and the fans, it's DJ LeMahieu who finally breaks through with a base hit. Gallo comes up firing, but the throw just wide of the bag, and DJ LeMahieu breaks up the no-hitter in the 7th inning for Texas. Still a tremendous outing from Cole Hamels as this fastball just stayed up a little bit too much. Charlie Culberson actually almost grabbed that, and it's going to get Chris Woodward off the bench. He emphatically points to the bullpen, but clapping his hands, giving his starting pitcher all the comeuppance he deserves. You know, Cole's a little disappointed to see it go away, but the crowd giving him a nice ovation as he heads off the mound. Cole Hamels would go 6 1/3. The book's still not closed on him, though, as Shane Green would come on. Cole, of course, responsible for that runner on first base. But if there was a guy you wanted coming in out of the pen, it's Shane Green. Just a 1.44 ERA. The 2-2 count here to Aaron Judge, and he got caught fishing off the slider. Couldn't make contact in a big out number 2 in the inning as Green, just calm, cool, and collected, comes in out of the bullpen and immediately dispatches with the man who has 15 home runs on the season. Tying run at the plate, it didn't bother Shane Green. Very next hitter, it's Giancarlo Stanton, and we got one of them on a strikeout, let's get the second. Stanton down swinging, and Shane Green works out of a high leverage situation in the 7th inning. We'll take you to the bottom of the 7th, and it's Anderson Tejada back up. He's 1 for 2 already with that single through the left side, and Corey Kluber starting to wear down maybe a little bit too. This one off of Torres' glove as he dives to his left. A base hit for Anderson Tejada. It's his second of the afternoon, and certainly can't fault the effort from Torres there. Next batter was Willie Calhoun, and the Rangers send Tejada in motion. That'll keep them out of the double play. So even though Calhoun grounds out to second, there's only one out recorded, and that would bring up Joey Gallo. He's 0 for 2. He's had chances to drive in runners the first 2 times and just hasn't been able to take advantage of it. But Joey trying to be smart at the plate here. You see the Yankees bullpen swing into action as his average with runners in scoring position down to just 132. The kick and the pitch, and Gallo swings and drives this one high and deep to right center field. Gone! Joey Gallo with a 2-run shot over the bullpen, his 10th of the season, and that might just be the moment that breaks Gallo out of this slump. Joey finally comes through in the clutch for his team, not just in general, but with runners in scoring position, a statistic that he has just failed at all season long. You know that the weight of the world has been lifted off the shoulders of Joey Gallo. A tremendous effort there as he catches a hanging fastball from Corey Kluber, and Corey knew it right off the bat. Just like that, his shutout is over, and his day would be done as well, as Aaron Boone may be ruining his decision to leave his starter in for just that much longer. He goes to Diego Garcia out of the bullpen. Charlie Culberson trying to join the party with a home run of his own. Unfortunately, he got under it just a bit, and that would end the 7th inning. But Joey Gallo puts the Rangers on the board. It's 2-0 Texas as we go to the top of the 8th. Shane Green comes back out for his second inning of work, and he'll dispatch of Luke Voit. 3 straight strikeouts for Shane Green as you get a look at the starters comparison, and both guys were just so efficient today. Corey Kluber's only blemish, the 2-run home run that he gave up to conclude his outing. Bottom of the 8th now, and Adolis Garcia going up the middle for his first hit of the day. You know, Adolis isn't feeling comfortable with just a 2-run lead. Unfortunately, Texas wouldn't be able to score him, and we go to the 9th. It's Hunter Wood coming on for Texas. He's 0-1 in save opportunities this season, but with Brett Martin not pitching well and Ian Kennedy certainly not pitching well, that was really the best option for Texas. As you see Eli White coming on to play left field, he replaced Willie Calhoun. First batter that Hunter Wood would face would be Gary Sanchez, and 0-1 pitch after getting ahead. Well, Gary Sanchez does what the Bronx Bombers do, and that's deposit souvenirs into the bleachers. Gary Sanchez just sat all over an inside fastball, and he blasts this one 412 feet off the bat. Hunter Wood immediately pointing to himself, saying, "I missed my spot there." And just like that, the Yankees were down just 1 as you get another look at Gary Sanchez's bomb. That one middle of that barrel, and he knew it immediately. The casual bat drop as he watches this one fly into the Texas sky. Well, the very next batter that Hunter would face would be Gio Urshela. He was 0 for 3 on the day, but the first pitch from Hunter Wood again, right down the middle. And just like that, the tying run is on base. The go-ahead run sits at the plate for the Yankees with the top of the order coming up. Hunter would get a visit from his pitching coach, try and settle him down. It's Aaron Hicks who's the next batter, and just what the doctor ordered, a 6-4-3 double play. The Rangers wipe out the bases and crucially have 2 outs in the inning. It would all come down to the 3-hole hitter DJ LeMahieu, the man who broke up the no-hitter. He hits this one hard on the ground, but right at Anderson Tejada in the shift, and the Texas Rangers take it away from the New York Yankees. There won't be a sweep in the Lone Star State today as the Rangers get it done in the 0-4 vests. A quality look, if I do say so myself, and one that I think you'll see a couple of times in this series. I love that look. I miss that look, and I'm going to bring it back as many times as I can. Joey Gallo, without a doubt, the player of the game. The win went to Shane Green. The loss to Corey Kluber. Not a lot of hits to go around. Just 2 runs on 5 hits for the Rangers, 1 run on 3 hits for the Yankees. You look at the box score, and the Yankees just held in check all day long until the 9th inning. The Ranger bullpen was tremendous. The Rangers were timely in their hits finally today as Joey Gallo breaks out of that slump and gets the 2-run home run. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Texas Rangers franchise rebuild here on the MSM Sports Network. What we'll do in the next episode is simulate up to the first-year player draft, and I'm so excited to get that one underway. I've done a lot of prepping for that, a lot of scouting for that, and created a lot of backstories for different players. I think you're really going to enjoy the level of detail that I think I'm going to provide for that draft. And you know what? This is the draft class that honestly determines the direction of our franchise. Who do we go with? Who do we kind of stake our name to? And who do we pin our hopes and dreams on as we head into the next several years of this franchise? Can't wait to share it with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to leave a like or a comment if you're enjoying the series. I really enjoy the feedback. Until next time, so long, everybody.